We are starting 75 Hard in 2 days. It's currently Monday, December 30th. So I want to show you guys how I'm preparing for 75 Hard, some things that I'm getting together so that I can be successful in 75 Hard. And the first thing that I'm doing today is going to the grocery store. You guys already know how I feel about meal prep, but I am going to meal prep one meal every week so that I have more time. I don't start school for another 2.5 weeks. So these next 2 weeks should be pretty easy for 75 Hard, but we will see. But I am really excited because I feel like I haven't done a challenge like this in a really long time. And I really just want to make sure that I set myself up for success. In the past, I've tried this challenge and I didn't do well because I just was not prepared for it. And I didn't properly make sure that I knew exactly what was going into it. So I would have like the first week planned and then have nothing else organized. So by the time I got to week 3 or week 4, I would just fall off. And I actually want to do this challenge to the end, very on track, very exactly how I want it to go. So after I get some groceries and do my meal prep for the day, I want to show you guys the first 4 books that I'm reading, some tools that I'm going to be using throughout 75 Hard to help me stay on track, and my journaling / planning method, because I have a very specific routine / like tracker style that I follow that really helps me to stay on track with any goals that I set. So I'm excited to actually use this because I started this system at the beginning of this year. I used it on and off, but every time I used it, I always finished like every 12 weeks, almost exactly how I wanted the 12 weeks to go. So I'm excited to use this planner method that I use now with 75 Hard because I feel like it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna align very well, especially with my goals for 75 Hard. This is a mental toughness challenge, and I really wanna lean into that because I feel like every year I start the year off really strong and then I kind of end the year not exactly how I want it to be. So I wanna start the year with this challenge so that I can go into it with a really good head start, make sure that I'm like doing everything that I need to do. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I want to just make sure that I'm eating well and just having really good on routines. So let's get the day started. We're gonna get some groceries, meal prep, and it's gonna be a good day. We are back home. I mostly got a bunch of fruit, but somehow my grocery bill was insane. I pay attention to grocery prices, and for some reason I'm like, how is it that this cost as much as it did? Because I feel like I mostly got fruits and vegetables, but I'm gonna try to eat pretty much the same thing each week, which might mean that I eat the same thing weeks in a row, but I don't mind doing that because I have certain foods that I really, really like during certain seasons. So my main thing that I'm doing that I really am going to be using to keep me on track is eating a lot of fruit because I have a really nasty sweet tooth. So it's easier for me to just make sure that I have grapes and pineapple in the house because those are the fruits that cure my sweet tooth the most and the quickest. So I have a lot of that. Also, I have been making these yogurt bowls and they are so good. So I do yogurt, cacao nibs, a banana, and then like a drizzle of honey and some peanut butter fit, some PB fit. It's peanut butter powder. But I see a girl and she does it with cottage cheese, but I use plant-based yogurt and it's so good. It's probably one of the few things that I've had as a plant-based person who has a really bad sweet tooth, and it actually makes me feel like I'm eating dessert in a way. So that's my like healthy dessert option. And then the only thing that I am going to be meal prepping is it's lunch or dinner, whichever one I decide to eat it as, but it's a stew and it's really easy to make. I like it because it has a lot of beans in it, so a lot of protein for the plant-based girl. And then pretty much I'm going to be eating avocado toast every morning because it's my favorite, with baked tofu, which is also my favorite. Breakfast is always going to be set. My lunch and dinner will be stew most days, and then the other days for lunch or dinner I'll probably do a salad of some kind. I did not buy salad stuff, so now I have to go back to the grocery store. but not today because I don't know what is going on in Jersey. It felt like I was driving on the turnpike in the grocery store. It was ridiculous. So I'm gonna go back another day and get salad stuff. So I'm gonna put all of this away and then start making the stew. I'm just gonna show you guys the recipe because I always get asked how I make certain things. So I'm just gonna make it really quick, put the directions and ingredients on the screen, and yeah. And then I'm gonna show you guys how I do my planning, which is actually my favorite thing to do. I love planning. I don't know if it's because I'm a Virgo or what, but I'm a planning queen. Okay, so while my meal prep is still cooking, I wanted to stop really quick and tell you guys the first 4 books that I'm reading for 75 Hard. And I actually have a list of more books that I planned on reading, but I'm still kind of trying to tweak it a little bit because I get bored with like specific genres of books very easily. So even though I'm starting out with like more self-help books, I want to go into like real life adventure books, like people's experiences, maybe some memoirs and things like that. So these are the first 4 books that I know that I'm going to be reading. And we're starting with this one called Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. And I actually follow him on YouTube. He actually just posted a YouTube video recently. It's called How to Actually Achieve Your Goals in 2025. And it was such a good and informative video because everything that he talks about in the video is evidence-based and it's based on studies and things like that. So it's really interesting and they're all really actionable things that you can do in your day-to-day life to make sure that you're achieving your goals. So I would recommend you watch that video. It's really good. But he wrote this book and I actually picked it up because I love how he speaks in his YouTube videos. So I just really am excited to get into this book. This is book number 1. Book number 2 is gonna be The Mountain Is You. I've talked about this book before. I talked about how much it helped me when I first started my weight loss journey, but I haven't read it since then. So I wanted to do a reread of this book. So this is book 2. Book 3 is Ikigai, and it's The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And I am so excited to read this. I actually just stumbled upon this one day when I was looking at Barnes & Noble's website. And yeah, I was just like, this is so up my alley. So I'm excited to read this one. The last book that I'm reading is Atomic Habits. I'm reading it on my Kindle because I have it on the Kindle. I'm planning on reading a book a week. So we'll see how it goes. I still want to set that goal and keep that goal to read a book a week. So I'm hoping that I can maintain that throughout 75 Hard. But these are the first 4 books. And if my plan goes the way that I'm expecting it to, I will start a new set of books in February. And when I do my update for week 5 of 75 Hard, I will update you guys on what the next 4 books are. So if you want to join this little virtual book club, this is book number 1. And we can chat about it if you guys want in the comments and let me know what you think. Now I'm going to show you guys how I make my schedules and I plan everything out. So let's go. So these are the planners that I'm using during 75 Hard. I have a regular daily planner and this one I write in every single night. So I write out my whole day and exactly what I have going on and what I need to do. And once I am done with it, I'll check it off. I have not started checking it off, so don't look at it yet. But so I start with this one every night, make sure that I have myself prepped for the next day, and that's how I make sure that I stay organized. The 12 weeks of 75 Hard, technically it's 11 weeks, but I have it written out for each workout that I need to do, and I color coordinate it. So on the bottom side here, I'll write in this color is a rest day, this color is a gym day, this color is a run day, this is a walk, and then extra notes. So these 2 days, today and tomorrow, I'm using as prep days for 75 Hard, so I can make sure that I kind of have an idea of what's going to be going on when I start. But I find that it's a lot easier for me to actually be organized with a routine if I have a schedule like this, because it's really easy for me to look at in the morning and to go in and say, oh, today is a pink and blue day, so I have the gym in the morning and a run in the afternoon, or today is a blue and purple day, so I have a run in the morning and a walk in the afternoon. And it just makes it a lot easier for me to actually understand what I have going on without it feeling overwhelming to my brain. And then I have this schedule, which is for work, for miscellaneous miscellaneous things. It also has the books that I'm reading for this month so I can remember, and then kind of just random things for food that I need to remember. And I like this one just because it's something that I can look at quickly. And with all of these planners, I also have them all downloaded on my phone, so it's a lot easier for me to go in and be like, oh, if I'm out, what do I have going on today? What do I need to do? It looks like a lot physically, but I have all of these downloaded on my phone as well. I just like to have a paper piece of it so that I have something to look at when I wake up in the morning and to remind me of what I'm doing. So that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this week's video. I know that it's kind of a short video, but I get asked all the time how I prepare for challenges that I do and stuff like that. So I just thought this would be a nice video to kind of help you prepare if you're doing 75 hard or if you're doing a different challenge. I just wanted to touch on the things that I think are the most important, which are food. I think making sure that you know exactly what you're going to be eating is going to ensure that you're successful when it comes to the food portion of things. So the way that I plan my weeks out when it comes to food is I have Monday through Saturday morning planned out because I usually go grocery shopping either Monday or Saturday afternoon. But making sure that you know what you're going to be eating is really important because it helps you to prepare yourself and not just let yourself accidentally eat something that is not within your diet that you're supposed to pick for 75 hard. When you know what you're going to eat, it makes it easier to get groceries because then you know exactly what groceries you need to get for each day. I personally am one of those people where I can eat the same thing pretty much every single day, which is why I don't film what I eat in a day. I eat the same things with the seasons, so it's easy for me to kind of get my groceries and plan everything out. But if you're not like that, it's still easier to have a plan of what you're going to eat and then to get groceries based on that. And then for workouts, I'm taking 5 classes next semester, so I know that I'm gonna be really busy, so I always make sure that I have my workouts planned ahead of time. I'm actually already planned probably till the second week of January, except for my runs because I'm waiting for my coach to send me my running plan for those weeks, but I still know when I'm gonna be doing that run. I know I'm gonna do it in the morning one day and then the evening a different day. I think it's really important to make sure that you have a solid schedule, something that you know that you'll follow, but also something that tells you exactly what's going on each day. That's why every night before I go to bed, I write down what I have to do the next day. Honestly, it really only takes like 1 or 2 good days to sit down and write out exactly what you have going on. I know it's different if you have kids. If you have kids, then this probably will not apply to you at all because it's so much harder to plan around like your kids doing certain things, having extra things come up that you didn't know about. So if you don't have kids, it's easy to plan. The other thing that I want to say is routines. I think routines are so important and valuable, especially when you're doing a challenge like 75 hard, because you want to make sure that you're going into it with an idea of what your day is going to look like, or at least just having portions of your day planned out and organized. So for me, my morning routine has been the same for a very long time, but since I'm doing 75 hard, I'm going to make sure I at least read the 10 pages that are required for each day for 75 hard. And I'm gonna make sure that I take my progress picture first thing in the morning. And it doesn't need to be like this super crazy detailed thing. You just need to have an idea of what you're gonna be doing at least for the first like 3 weeks, I think. I wanna go into this challenge kind of having no guesswork. I honestly don't even really wanna have to think about too much. I know exactly what this challenge is because I've done it before. I failed it a lot of times. And I think because I failed it a lot of times, I know how to plan it properly this time around. So because this is going up on the 31st, I will probably have started 75 hard already because I'm starting on the 1st. And I'm really excited. I wanna do vlogs pretty much for the whole thing. I just feel like vlogs are easy to film. But yeah, I'm really excited to start this challenge. I think it's gonna be a great way to start my year off. And if you're doing it too, good luck. I think we're gonna do great. 2025 just feels like a good year to me. So I'm just gonna keep it going, keep this energy up. And I'm actually about to make my vision board right now for 2025. So thank you so much for joining me on this week's video, and I will see you next week for my first week of 75 hard. Bye!